light shines on, the Spirit helps me guide my way. I know this ain't just me. I walk strong, but this time I won't be afraid. I know this ain't just me. No, this ain't just me.
Hello and welcome back to Silver Arrow Tarot. It's me, Amanda, and I'm back again with some new pick-a-cards. So thank you all for sticking by me. I know that I haven't posted in a while. I don't know if I talk about this very much, but I do have chronic illness, so sometimes it is hard for me to post on a regular schedule. And I did take a vacation a couple weeks ago, so all those things kind of combined took my attention away from my channel. But again, thank you so much for being here. We are going to start off with some housekeeping. We have a winner that I need to announce for this beautiful deck. So thank you for everyone who definitely entered to win that deck. We're going to pick a winner live on camera. And I just want to start out by just saying I hope you had a beautiful solstice. Let me know how you're doing down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. And I'm lighting my beautiful candle here just to set the mood. And sometimes it's hard to light this one. How are you supposed to light it when it gets down really far? All right, maybe we'll do that later. So yeah, today is all about what Spirit wants you to know about your well-being and your health. And I'm going to be doing channel messages first. There's going to be 3 piles. So stick around, and I am going to be doing another pick a card shortly on what your inner child wants to tell you. So those are videos coming up. I am going to be using, just so everybody knows what's happening here, I am using my my very own oracle deck that I created. Okay, so you can go check that if you do like this reading. I have a few of these available on my Etsy shop. Oh yeah, so I was gonna talk. This is why I wanted to do a little housekeeping talk. It's because, like I was saying, I have chronic illness, and so I am not able to work. And so if you want to help support me, it would really mean a lot to me for you to go to check out my Etsy shop and look at my artwork. I have prints, I have small artwork, I have large artwork, I have oracle decks, I have tarot card readings available. But this is like my main way of supporting myself, and my medical expenses do add up. And so it would be really, really lovely if y'all could help support my ongoing medical costs. That being said, I do want to make a shout out to this deck creator. Her name is Katherine Rowles. Hope I'm saying that right. Phases and Force. I have another one of her decks, and I just loved it so much. So I'm really interested in A, supporting artists, B, supporting real art, not AI generated art. And I think that's something that if you are a deck collector, it's really important for everybody to sort of keep that in mind when you're buying decks now, is that a lot of them are going to start to be, and are already starting to be, created through AI generated images. So there is not human soul energy coming through, and it is just a computer pulling from algorithms. Okay, so make sure that you're being very mindful when you're buying art, buying decks, that you're supporting real artists and real real art, especially I feel like when it comes to decks, because you want that channeled energy from that creator that's putting soul, that's putting life, that's putting their wisdom into the deck. So that's my little rant. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and pick the winner. All right. Okay, so thank you all again for everyone who wanted to enter to win this. I'm going to pull randomly here from this bag. And the winner is, okay, KATHERINE 774. Thank you so much. I will try to message you and get your info so I can send this deck to you free of charge. Just a gift back to my community members. Thank you so much for being here and taking the time to hang out with me. And yeah, I will be doing more giveaways in the future. Maybe one of my own decks, maybe something else. This is a really, really gorgeous deck and no longer in print. So I do give away some really good stuff. All right, guys, I'm going to pull piles and I will be back shortly. See you soon. Hello, I am back again with all 3 of your piles ready to go. So please take a deep breath in and center yourself and choose for yourself which pile or piles are a match to you. So we have pile 1 here, pile 2, and pile 3. And I'll see you in it. Bye. Hello, beautiful pile 1. If you do have any suggestions on how to light those deeper glass things, I'm struggling with that. Any tips, any tricks? I can't seem to light it. So we'll just have to go with that today. But welcome to your reading. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being patient with me as I am trying to overcome some health challenges. And like I said in my intro, if you would like to support my ongoing medical costs, please go check out my artwork on my Etsy shop. And I have oracle decks and prints and small art and large art and all sorts of things. So it would really, really mean a lot to me because, you know, I can't, at this time, I have no income other than my Etsy shop and doing tarot card readings. So go check that out if you feel called to support my work. All right, guys, we're going to get into what Spirit wants you to know all about your well-being and health right now. So we're going to take a look. We have the 9 of Wands coming out first. We have the 2 of Swords, and I have soot on my hands. 2 of Swords, and then Ace of Swords. Okay. All right, guys. I am going to get to the channeled messages first of all. So if these resonate, this might just be serving as a confirmation that this is indeed your message. So the first thing I was seeing was hair when I was in meditation for you guys. So maybe some of you are struggling with hair growth issues, or you're just trying to grow your hair out. Maybe you have had short hair or something like that, and you are interested in ways to help enhance and speed up growth. I did hear the word division, so I don't know, that might resonate for some specific person. I also heard rooted, so that makes me think of like being grounded. So maybe some of you out there are struggling with grounding into your body more, or are looking for ways to ground into your body more, or maybe that's just something that's needed for you this time. I did see the symbol for Aries, so you don't have to be an Aries, but maybe you could be. I do feel like this is kind of a message around kind of embodying that more fire sign energy of initiation, action, and tapping into your kundalini, your life force energy. What drives you? What deep in your gut is motivating for you? I am hearing for some of you, there's this feeling of maybe a little bit of helplessness for some. That's what I was hearing. So a little bit of like not sure what to do or how to proceed. And then I channeled some numbers. So this could be a confirmation for you if this is a birthday number or a life path number or a just a significant date for you. So I'm hearing 14, 17, and 81. So again, that could be just a maybe it's even an angel number that you resonate with somehow. I am also hearing the word holy basil. So holy basil might be a great herb for you at this time. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. I'm not prescribing anything. This is not medical advice. But I did hear holy basil, and holy basil is a great supplement or herb to work with if you are healing like burnout, stress issues. And I did hear the holistic approach. So this might be a sign for you to look into more holistic approaches to anything that you're wanting to work on or heal. So that's what I was getting in terms of pulling from channeled messages. So let's take a look at your cards. Your cards are telling me, again, it is kind of validating some of what the channel message was when we have a fire wands card come out first in the reverse here. The Nine of Wands in reverse is someone who is kind of at the last leg of their journey, and they're kind of weary. They're road weary. They're tired, and they're not sure if all of the work that they have done is really worth it. They're having a hard time. You know, it is a card of overcoming. But in the reverse here, I feel like it's sort of emphasizing that feeling of like, is it ever going to be over? Am I really getting it anywhere? And kind of feeling a lack of passion, lack of drive, lack of energy to take it to the 10, take it to the end of the cycle, to get to the pot at the end of the rainbow, so to speak. So I do feel like with the Two of Swords showing up and the Ace of Swords showing up, that a lot of the issues here are stemming from mental thoughts that maybe are overwhelming you, stressing you out more than the actual events themselves or the actual issue itself. The circumstances that you are in. Our minds are wonderful tools. Never want to shame the mind for trying to figure out our issues, right? But sometimes it can go in, get us into looping and get us into negative spiraling, and maybe over emphasizing the negative. So there is kind of a message here for you to balance the mental, the air element in your life. Because this card shows Tyler Durden from Fight Club, and I was very much drawn to this t-shirt that he's wearing, where it's like a dirt bikes or bike racing. So it made me think of racing thoughts. And I don't know why, but this came through as like, Tyler Durden is kind of this chaos agent in the movie, and so I feel like your mind might be creating a little bit of chaos, creating a little bit of like more, like I said, upset. And I think maybe you're overthinking, doubting, and not allowing this fire energy to sort of, it's fire energy, especially Aries, has a little bit of impulsiveness, has a little bit of like, I'm not really gonna think, I'm just gonna do. And sometimes, yes, that can be a bad thing, but also on the flip side, it can be a really good thing, because we're not allowing ourselves to get bogged down by all the what ifs. What if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? What if this doesn't work out? In truth, every single step you make, whether it turns out to be quote unquote right or quote unquote wrong, gets you more information, gets you further along on the path, and gives you better clarity on the direction you're going to be, that you actually want to go in, and helps you achieve what you're ultimately trying to achieve. The Ace of Swords upright is a card of clarity, and the Two of Swords is a card of making choices. So yeah, you may be feeling like giving up, but I'm here to tell you that Spirit wants to say, don't give up. You're almost there. You're at the 9. You're almost at the 10. You may not see it, because your mind might be convincing you that you're not as close to the end as you actually are, as you actually might be to achieving whatever goals that you are wanting to achieve. So now I'm going to move on to these beautiful Phases and Forests deck by KATHERINE. She's an indie deck creator, and I just want to give her a shout out. These are really beautiful. I love her artwork, and I love the depth of the thought and the care that goes into these cards. I can tell that she really is on her own spiritual healing journey, and really brings wisdom, her own wisdom, to the deck she creates. So we have Surfacing. It has these little salamanders on the illustration, and this plant with the roots going all the way down, which kind of mirrors what I was hearing when I first channeled you guys' message about rooted. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm seeing, just with the imagery of this card, not even reading it, I feel that Spirit wants you to ground your energy, and ground that fire, that passion, and balance your groundedness and your passion into, forward movement through balance of those elements. So earth and fire. And it says, the card says, what helps bring you out of deep waters? What is your guiding light? So yes, I think this process you're going through is helping to surface these deeper passions, this deeper energy within you, this fire energy, clarifying it, purifying it. So every time you go through a cycle of doubt and unsurety, it's like, here's your opportunity to clarify. When we're in confusion, what we can go back to is what feels the most activating in my body, right? What can I imagine myself actually getting up and getting out of bed in the morning and wanting to do with my time? And sometimes I've been there, right? It's hard sometimes. We get lost in our minds and what society tells us we should be doing. And yes, even if you need to have a job, if you're in that position, how can you carve out time for your passion, because it's actually going to help your health and your well-being, your mental well-being, your physical well-being, to carve out some amount of time every week, every day, if possible, as much as you can. Recommit to that thing that stirs passions, desires within you. And we have visualize new moon. What would you like to accomplish over this moon cycle? And the card also, if you read into the little book here, it says time is a dream. So it makes me think about, like, our mind sort of tells us that we're running out of time. Time is actually an illusion. Time is actually very malleable. So if you're struggling with that, Spirit wants to let you know that time is an illusion. It's not too late. You're not running out of time. You're right on time, okay? And they want you to start to use your mind in a positive sense, which is to visualize your outcomes, visualize what your ideal scenario is, your ideal health is, and even more powerfully, tap into what it feels like. But we can start with the mind. We can start with visualizing it, writing it down, and then work on practicing. What would that feel like in my body? What would that feel like to have that job, have that friend group, have that, get start that business and see the fruits of those labors, things like that. Or what would it feel like if you're the person here who's struggling with hair or wants to grow their hair? What's it going to feel like? What, when you're brushing your hair and it's really long and shiny and thick, how is that going to make you feel in your body? So practicing that. Okay, final cards for you. We are going to the Wellness Oracle, which is a deck I created, and a very small amount of these are actually on my website, so you can go check those out if you like these. Okay, so your first card is prayer. Lovely. Very underrated, I think. So we have emotional vipassana. We also have your mind will help you now. Okay. And boundary work. All right. Let's scoot this down just a second here. All right. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so yeah, on the bottom of your deck here, we have the Four of Cups, which I didn't really talk about. So I do feel like the water element emotions for you might be a struggle in some regard with regards to this issue. Fours are always kind of a pause. And Four of Cups is about discontent. So this coming out makes me feel like instead of allowing yourself to get totally swamped by your emotions and overwhelmed by your emotions, can you try to practice just being with them, not attaching to them, but just being with them, being present with yourself, being present with the feeling state. If you feel anxious in your body, it has a sensation. And we will say, well, I have anxiety. I'm having a panic attack. I'm having a freak out. But what I have actually found, and this has worked kind of amazingly well, I used to struggle with anxiety a lot. Not to say that I don't ever have anxiety occasionally, but it's much, much better since I actually learned, I practiced being with it. When I started to have that anxiety, instead of running away, I actually went towards it and I went into it. I sat with it and I was just like, okay, we're feeling anxious right now. We're having tightness in our chest. We're feeling these sensations, and just turn it into an exploration of the sensations. Sorry. And I know that sounds terribly frightening, and it is, but once you do it a couple of times, you realize how not scary it is and how it's not going to hurt you. If you are like in a panic attack, obviously I want you to use your discernment, okay? And if you need further assistance outside of just sitting with it, you please use your discernment. But this is something that I have practiced and it has worked for me. So just offering that out. This card here, prayer and your mind will help you now. Both feel very connected to me. So again, using your higher logical self, higher mind, to assess your situation and logically, okay, I'm feeling X, or this is happening, and I want to ask God, Spirit, angels, whatever you believe in, universe, and just talk to whoever makes you feel the most comfortable and ask, may I be blessed with, and put in the positive thing, put in the thing that you would like to see happen. Peace, harmony, calmness in my body, hair growth, feeling more grounded, feeling more supported, however that will look for you. Okay. And you can also use your mind here to work on discovering some boundaries maybe that you need to set, or things, goals for yourself. Boundaries can, yes, often talk about how we need to work with others, but it also can be boundaries, like a boundary that I have with myself. I have boundaries with myself about, only spending so much time on social media. Boundaries with myself about, I'm going to bed at 10:30 every night now, or, making those commitments and boundaries with yourself that are self-loving, that are going to lead to greater health, greater well-being in the long term. Boundaries can be inward and outward. All right, guys, that is all I'm seeing for you. Please let me know how this resonated, and if you do need more personal guidance, please reach out to me. I do have personal tarot readings, oracle readings, and I love you guys so much. I'll see you again soon. Bye. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to a reading. We're going to be discussing what Spirit wants you to know about your well-being and health at this time. So, so if you skipped through the intro, I did pull the winner for the giveaway. And so if you did enter to win, please go check that out. And also, just if you also skipped the beginning, I am asking everyone to please go take a look at my Etsy shop. I don't often talk about this, but I do struggle with chronic illness, and so I don't have any traditional means of making money. So any kind of sale from my Etsy shop would really support me and my ongoing medical costs, as well as, of course, supporting this channel. So the more healthy that I am and the more supported that I am, the more I'm able to show up and put out content. And obviously I love doing this. It's so much fun for me, and it's very natural. So I would love to keep being able to do this. So your support would be so appreciated. And I, regardless, however you like to support the channel, whether it's just give a like or a comment, I love you all. And just the fact that you show up and hang out with me and spend time with me means so much. So, all right, we're going to get into your messages. I'm going to start out with the channeled messages that I was able to meditate on. So for you guys, I was definitely feeling the sacral chakra was being very much highlighted. So if you are female, if you identify as such, then I am picking up something health-wise. Like, again, this is not medical advice, just disclaimer, not medical advice, not diagnosing, not treating anything. But I am picking up the sacral energy around maybe the female anatomy, okay? I also saw a lightning bolt. And I heard the word horror, so I do feel like for some of you, you're here because of some kind of like very sudden, unexpected thing that has occurred, whether it's in the past, deep past, or recent past, or recently happened. I'm feeling something turned your world upside down. I'm hearing upside down. So something definitely really threw you. And it was kind of a shock and a unexpected event, I'm feeling. I feel like something caused a lot of like damage or destruction in your life, or someone. Because I'm hearing destroyer. I don't know why Spirit is saying that specific word, destroyer. But someone maybe had that kind of energy, that kind of sabotaging energy in your life, whether it was, like I said, recent or distant. I'm also picking up numbers for validation for some of you. So these could be birthdays or any kind of like synchronicity numbers, anything that resonates with you. Doesn't have to, but I am picking these up. I heard 22, 33, and 55. And 55 is the number of change. 22 is about relationships. 33 is about career. And these are all like, master numbers, double twos, double threes, and double fives. And to me, this is kind of indicating that Spirit is really strongly with you at this time, whether you know it or not. Whenever I start to see really strong Spirit angel numbers, as they call them, or numerology, repeating synchronicity numbers, I usually know that sort of Spirit knows that I am going through a significant time, because I notice when I don't see them often, it's just sort of like things are just sort of like chill, and then when I see them, I know that there are things happening in my life that are significant. So definitely something significant happened to you at some point. And then I'm hearing root chakra, like I said, sacral chakra, so root and sacral. And then supplement herb-wise, again, not diagnosing, but I am hearing the word horsetail. So you can, as you feel called, okay, as you feel called to maybe research into horsetail. And what that herb does, okay? I'm going to leave that there for you. And the other thing that I heard, okay, Spirit's saying blow away the clouds. So for some of you, there was a dark period, there was a dark time that cast clouds over you, cast shadows on your life. But it's time to start moving those clouds away, okay? I and I also heard the word haunted. So there is something that's sort of, I'm feeling probably for the most of you, something that sort of haunts in the background that is still affecting the now, still affecting your well-being and your health now, and it may have been in the past. And I'm hearing the word haunted, so it's just sort of like it's there, bothers you sometimes, maybe only at nighttime, things like that. And I heard misunderstood and stress around being misunderstood. So that makes me feel like there's something in your life that hurt you tremendously. Maybe it was even in childhood or something, but maybe causes you to act in ways or makes you feel like maybe you don't even possibly don't even understand yourself. Like, why do I do that? Why can't I just be quote unquote normal? Why can't I act normally? Or maybe other people feel this way or sort of reflect this to you. It's like, we don't really understand why you act like this, but there is a reason. There is a very valid reason for it, and maybe it's just kind of it's haunting you. It's in the background. It's something that happened a long time ago, something that still needs to be sort of looked at, or it's just a piece of something that's a fragment of something that you carry around from a traumatic moment. Okay, so we're going to take a look at your tarot, see if we can get other messages here. We have the Empress, which is Liz Taylor here. I think it was Cleopatra. So the Empress. We have the King of Coins coming out in reverse as well. And that's Willy Wonka from the original Gene Wilder here. And then your final card from the tarot, we have the Five of Cups. Okay? So, okay. Take as resonates. But again, it is really kind of reinforcing to me what I was picking up at the very beginning in your channeled message about female sacral chakra, because this is the ultimate female figure, the mother, the Empress. And so possibly for some of you, again, not if this doesn't resonate, don't worry about it, but maybe some of you struggle with motherhood or issues with fertility or something happened around childbearing, getting pregnant, something around that was very stressful, unexpected, lightning in a bottle kind of thing. We have the King of Coins in reverse. So this is like the ultimate provider card, abundance. King of Coins is King of Pentacles is about abundance, generosity. Can be a father figure here, or a partner, husband. So these two being out together talks to me about possible partnerships, relationships, possible marriage. But this could be the destroyer. This could be this figure here. Because if you remember the original movie, the Willy Wonka character, Gene Wilder plays him brilliantly in kind of a creepy way. Like, you don't really fully know. Like, he's supposed to be this like wonderful man, right? Because he's like, he owns a chocolate factory. He owns candy factory, which is this childlike, joyful thing. But he he kind of like scares the children a bit, you know? So there's definitely like a dark side to that character, right? You know, it's almost like you're never really 100% sure what his motivations are. So maybe that happened to you. Maybe someone hurt you. Maybe you misread somebody. Maybe they let you down. Maybe, you know, the father figure or provider type person in your life let you down. Because we do have this 5 of Cups, and that's a card of disappointment, emotional loss, and pain. So there is a sense of loss. There is a sense of you know, sad emotions here. Something didn't go as planned. That the Empress and the King of Coins are not upright. They're not in their exalted form. There is a lot of earth energy. I want to point that out. Earth and water energy. So I do feel like maybe the healing path here is to, you know, this is Taurus energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay. So we're going to move to your Phases and Forests by Katherine. She's an indie deck creator, and I just want to give a shout out to her. Not sponsored, but I do really love her original artwork, not created by AI. Okay, so from hers, we have new perspective. What ways do you need to shift and look at a situation from a new angle? And there's like a little caterpillar, there's birds, there's a cave here, there's a chrysalis maybe there in the cave. All right. And we have, let's pull this down. Okay. And we have observe. Can you think of areas in your life where you need to be more observant? Okay. So, I suppose Spirit, we have joy at the bottom of the deck, which goes along with that candy thing. So I do feel like there is a message here about joy, happiness, finding ways to be happy and joyful, despite certain challenges you've been through, or some situation that was disappointing and caused you to feel a sense of loss, sadness. I do want to just say, I just noticed this too. Bottom of the deck, Tower. So that was kind of crazy because I saw a lightning bolt when I was channeling, and the Tower is traditionally that card of the lightning bolt hitting the tower, hitting the structure. So I feel like this is like very much a message about recovery after loss and sort of reframing the loss, reframing the situation. What ways do you need to shift and look at the situation from a new angle? So finding new observations, finding wise counsel, I think here is important. I see, there's an owl here. So maybe it's time to find people that you can bounce your situation off of, that can help you kind of retool the way you see it, the way you look at it, how the loss could actually be, there can be a silver lining there, and also to help you refocus on things that do bring you happiness, do bring you joy, It says, when was the last time you felt a pure sense of joy? Are you allowing yourself to be happy? And it's true sometimes that we can maybe over-identify with the things that happened to us. So Spirit's just asking you to maybe be honest with yourself about what you could maybe let go of or reframe as from a negative to a positive. And personal experience of mine, I went through a very, very traumatic breakup when I was in my early or mid-20s. And I had been with this person for like 6-7 years, and I thought they were the love of my life, and it turns out that they were doing terrible things behind my back, and that they were not the person that I thought they were. And it was a huge shock because I really had a very strong concept of this person being a certain way. And funny enough, they were a Taurus. So I had a concept of them being a certain kind of a person, and in actual fact, they were very manipulative, and they had pretty much deceived me the entire 6 years I was with them. And so it was incredibly traumatic. It was a huge betrayal that I experienced, but in many years of retrospect and healing, I'm so glad that I didn't end up marrying that person. I'm so glad that I didn't end up having a child with that person. All these things that I desperately wanted and saw myself having a future with this person. So it was such an amazing gift that this person was ripped out of my life. And they did have like stalker type tendencies, and I just look back on that and say it happened in the perfect fashion, so that I didn't have to continue to have that person sort of in the background of my life. They were ripped away in such a way that it was done, it was gone, and I didn't have to even really think about that person anymore if I didn't want to. And that was painful, terribly painful, and it felt like a huge loss, and I couldn't get over it for a long time. But eventually I realized what a gift that was, that there was really no trace of that person for me after a while. And I could clear the slates, and they were gone. And I didn't have to keep reliving it or, revisiting it or having to deal with that person and their very poor behavior, because I don't believe that they really ever changed. So, how can you reframe this loss into a positive? How is Spirit working? How is the universe working in your favor? All right, so your final cards. And I realize this sort of ended up being pretty specific, but that's how the cards came out. So we're going with it. So your cards from the Wellness Oracle, which is a deck that I created myself, and very few are on my Etsy shop. So if you do like them, you can possibly get one of your very own. So Spirit came out with Dance Like No One Is Watching, Work With Your Hands, and Inner Child Work. Right, so again, it goes back to that card about joy here. Dance like no one is watching. And I also feel like these two cards especially feel very earth. Like I said, I think that the energy of earth, or the earth element here, will be very healing for you. I think that you are the Empress, most likely, in this scenario. And she again is Gaia, Mother Earth. So connecting with your physical body, connecting with the earth, connecting with your primal energy, your body, loving your body, nurturing your body, taking care of your body. And sometimes, I know it's hard, but sometimes just getting up and moving, putting on your favorite song to shift your mood, can do wonders. Can do wonders for us. So work with your hands. Another card of just very much grounding, earth, energy, doing something physical with your body, with your hands, with, getting your hands dirty, working with tools, teaching yourself a skill, getting out of your mind and into your body. I think that's kind of the message that I'm getting here. And balancing that, with being with yourself, being with your inner child, talking to your inner child in a way that's loving, it's caring, that's kind, and validating yourself in the feelings, in the loss. Of course, it's sad when someone leaves our life or something happens to us and we feel this sense of loss. And there's no sense in trying to pretend it doesn't hurt. But I do believe it's possible to, hold that inner child and hold space for the loss while also making space for the joy. Because Spirit is saying, finding a new perspective, focusing on joy. Are you allowing yourself to be happy? Are you finding new ways to be happy? For me, when I went through that breakup and all that terrible stuff happened, it was about finding new hobbies, because everything that I had done with that other person, and it just brought up memories. So I honestly believe that's Spirit's way of saying, it's the universe's way of giving you an opportunity to expand yourself, out of just your rut or your routines or things that you had been doing, as entertainment or whatever. It's it's time to expand. It's time to try new things. It's time to broaden your horizon in life. Finding new experiences that are separate from the past. So that is all I'm saying for you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this resonated. If you do need more personal guidance, I do have personal readings available. And of course, you can find that. You can contact me, or you can find it on my Etsy shop. And I love you guys so much. I'll see you again soon. Bye. Hello. Welcome, Pile 3, to your reading. So we're going to be diving into what Spirit wants you to know about your well-being and your health. Okay. And I hope I can deliver this one, because this is a kind of a complicated message I'm seeing. But yeah, thank you. First of all, thank you so much for sticking out with me while I went on a bit of a hiatus and I didn't post for a little while. I really apologize for that. I am struggling with some chronic health conditions, if you didn't watch the intro. So that's why I am asking if you can to please support the channel, either by going to my Etsy shop, checking out, maybe by purchasing something like an oracle deck or whatever, or a print or a piece of artwork to help support my ongoing medical costs, and so that I can hopefully feel better and keep making content, because I do love doing this. I do really enjoy doing readings for you guys and building community. So again, thank you so much for being here. And yeah, it really does mean a lot to me that you watch my videos and you are just, I can feel you here energetically, and it's nice. It's very nice. So we're going to talk about your messages here, but first I want to talk about the channeled things that I was channeling. I channeled for every pile in the beginning. So The first thing I heard was chocolate. So you guys might really like chocolate, or you might have recently been eating chocolates. I also heard fascination, opulence, hope, ownership, secrecy, governance, hummingbirds, and I've been doing numbers. I've been asking for channeled numbers, so I saw 0, 0, 2, 2, and 4, 4. So however that resonates for you, it might be birthday numbers, it might be repeating numbers that you've been seeing lately. So those are the messages. This one, again, is a little bit more complex than the other piles, I feel like. Because as you can see, we're going to look at the tarot. So I can pull it all together here for you. We have the 4 of Coins reversed coming out first. So I was very kind of surprised here by these cards. 4 of Swords reversed. So again, we've got 4s, and I channeled 4, 4, and then we have 5 of Swords reversed. So it was like very interesting. There's no major arcana here. There's only minor arcana. 4 of Swords, I would have expected to come out, at some point, because it is a card of healing. It's also a card of mental health. So there's a lot of Swords energy here, mind, air. So you may be struggling with mental health here over possibly a message about physical health, but take it how it applies, of course. The 4 of Coins is, kind of a card of holding on sometimes. So I was trying to clarify this, and Spirit kept saying the same things, which I channeled, which is ownership and so the thing about the 4 of Coins, 4 of Pentacles, is a guy who, in order for him, he's very secure. And he's almost too secure. He's holding on for dear life to these coins. He's got, in the Rider-Waite, he has 2 coins underneath his feet. He's got 2 coins in his hands. So his hands and his legs are locked down. And in order for him to actually get to the 5 of Pentacles, or 5 of Coins, or 5 of Pentacles, he's got to let go of one of them. And so there's a metaphor here about, being kind of so comfortable that we aren't allowing ourselves to grow. We could be more wealthy if we actually let go of one of our pentacles, one of our coins, right? But our mind is often telling us, no, I can't afford to let that go. I can't afford to spend that coin. I can't afford to, and so we think we're often maybe living in the sense of oh, I have enough, which is why I think some of these words were coming out, like chocolate, opulence. So you may feel like you have it pretty good. You may feel like, okay, I've gotten to this certain level, but I don't want to slide backwards. I'm pretty afraid of that. So I'm not going to really move off of my mark here. And I think this is creating some mental tension for you. And 4s again is a card of stability. I mean, it's a number of stability. It's a number of foundations, but also can be associated with a little bit of stagnation or stuckness or pause. Like the Four of Swords is about pause, taking a rest, taking a time out. But Five of Swords is about a card about winning. Winning at all costs. So, you know, this like I said, this is a very interesting message because it's almost like I'm for some of you, it's like I almost feel like you are identified with certain things in the physical world. You have this sense of sort of ownership, but you don't want to let, like, there's no space. There's no space, and it's a little bit of a controlling thing. It's like I can't really move backward. I don't want to move backward, so I'm so scared of moving backward that I can't move forward either. There's just a lot of tension. I feel like a lot of tension. But with that 0-0 number that came out, double zeros, I feel like the spirit wants you to be open to new possibilities. With hummingbird coming through, you know, hummingbird can move in any direction, you know, 360 degrees in any direction, up, down, backwards, forwards. They have this incredible agility to just move in any possible combination of angles or directions, and they are very much, for me at least, associated with pleasure, joy, lightness of being. And they travel great distances, and I always think about that because they're so tiny. You know, if you've ever seen a hummingbird, they're so small, and they travel such long distances, and they need to fuel up almost constantly because they are expending so much energy flapping their wings so rapidly. So they need constant refueling of that nectar or food. And that's why they tell you, if you start putting a hummingbird feeder out in your yard, you know, please, once you start doing that, don't stop doing that, because they actually remember, and then when they travel up the East Coast of America, they actually sort of know, okay, my next stop can be here. And when you take that away, you know, that can be a problem for them, because they don't, they may have tried to time their meals in you know, as they travel, as they fly. So maybe you're feeling that way. Maybe that's something you consider. It's like, I have enough to get me till this point, but no more. And Spirit wants you to know, you know, that this is actually sort of what's holding you back, I think. I was reading into this little booklet as a bit, and it said rigid thinking. So I do think there is a message here about, like, loosening up your thoughts, loosening up the way you think about things, and maybe how abundance can come to you, or what it means to be abundant. You know, questioning that. Okay. Oh, before I move on, I was sitting here, and they showed me Titanic. They showed me Jack from Titanic, and I'm like, okay, how does this work in here? How does that make sense? And you know, the discourse online is about how, you know, Jack should have been able to fit on the door with Rose, right? He should have been able to stay alive, stay on the boat, and, you know, not let go. And she's like always, she's saying, I'll never let go, I'll never let go, I'll never let go, right? But this 4 of coins is kind of about letting go, so that we can move to from the 4 to the 5. And that's exactly what we have here, is 4 to the 5. So I just think it's so interesting, and I think that people misunderstand like the whole point of the movie is that she will, is that Jack will die, and he becomes her motivation. He is the vehicle through which she learns to how to be free, and he teaches her all these lessons, right? And I think the whole thing about it is that this young love that they have, our first loves often do not last. They're not necessarily really even meant to last. They're meant to form us. They're supposed to be catalysts in our lives. A lot of the times, I'm not saying that you can't be married to your first love or whatever, but for a lot of us, that first love never really lasts. Like in the Gilmore Girls, it's like what's his name? Dean was Rory's first love, but it wasn't really meant to last. But it taught her a lot of things, and she learned a lot of things from that relationship. So all of this to say that letting go is actually how we move forward. Letting go is actually how we get to the next stage and become more whole. And everybody wants Jack to be alive. Everyone wants the romance to live. But it really wouldn't have, it didn't serve the story, and it probably wouldn't have served her. And the story was about her journey of growth. All right. So let's take a look at this Forest and Faces deck by Katherine Rawls, who I absolutely love, and I'm giving her a shout out because I just bought her new deck. I have had one of her decks previous, and I just love the fact they're all hand illustrated, hand watercolored cards, and they're not AI. So I can just tell the care that she puts into her art and into the meanings behind everything. So you have the Tree of Arms here. It's the first time I'm seeing this. It says, where are you desiring more connection and reach in your life? And we have a bonus card, because I was only picking 2, but 3 came out. So we have Bound and Boundaries. Do you feel bound, or are you setting boundaries? Do you need to make changes? So I do, the 4 of coins here does make me feel a little bit like bound, a little bit it's kind of a card of restriction. And so that makes sense here. It's like, what do you feel bound? Do you feel bound, or is the, is it worth it? Is the safety zone that you're kind of set for yourself, is it really, ask yourself honestly, is it still serving you? And then we have trust. Where do you need to build trust in yourself and others? And I think that is really, really, really the key here. Because let's drill down. Why do we hold on? Why do we hoard? Why are we, clinging to material things at the expense of our growth and our happiness and exploring new stuff? Why would we do that? Well, we don't trust, right? We don't trust that something better is coming. We don't trust ourselves. We don't trust others. We don't trust the universe. You know, if I let this go, it's not coming back. It's not going to be replaced. You know, I'm speaking to myself just as much as I'm speaking to you guys here, to be honest with you. Something that I, as a Cancer, have to definitely struggle with is letting go. Bottom of the deck. Beginnings. Where are you desiring new beginnings? What makes you reluctant to start something new? Yeah. So what's holding you back? And what? Dream bigger. Dream past your current limitations. Dream past, you know, your current insecurities or fears. What if those didn't exist? You know, most of us are not, when we're 20, most of us when we're 19, 20, don't fear that if we let go of a person, you know, that there won't be somebody new coming along. It's a little bit harder when you get into your 30s and 40s and beyond. Like, if I leave this relationship, will I be able to find another person? You know, so what limits, that's just an example, but what limits are you putting on yourself? You know, what fears are keeping you in a lack or distrust of more abundance? Because honestly, you have so much more coming to you. There's, you know, there's the 5, there's the 6, there's the 7, all the way up to the 10 of coins. You know, there's much more to go here. So let's take a look at your final cards, which I didn't pull yet, from my Oracle deck, the one that I created myself, the Wellness Oracle. And there are a few of them on my Etsy shop for sale. So if you want to grab one of those, if you like what you see here, created as a tool for you to, you know, level up your self-care. So we have explore past life roots. Nice. I love that for you guys because it doesn't feel like they were giving me lots of answers here or reasons. So I feel like this kind of restrictive energy that you may be experiencing in your mind, it might be a bit confusing. And we do have the 7 of Cups here on the bottom of the deck. And I was like, why is that there? This makes sense. Because it's like, okay, it's because it's coming from other lifetimes. It's coming from either your past life or DNA, ancestry. It's in your lineage. Memory is stored in the cells, in the DNA. And they've even done... they even had crazy thing happen with a heart transplant of a woman who was killed, and the woman who received the heart of that woman who was killed actually had the memories of the person who killed the original owner of that heart, and they were actually able to prosecute. Crazy. So it's real. All right. Don't feel crazy. Don't feel like your confusion is unwarranted. Here, let's see what else comes out. Forgiveness. Okay. So that's a bit of a charged one probably for some. And I personally have vacillated wildly on, like, should you try to forgive? Is it, you know, some people say don't try to forgive, don't worry about forgiveness is not necessary, da 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 da. Okay, fine. That's, if that's how you are, like, that's totally valid. I do think it's a worthy thing to consider, though. I think it's a worthy concept, and I think we do need to tread lightly on it, because we can go into like a performative or sort of a gaslighty kind of forgiveness, because in certain situations or religions, it's really pounded on. But I do think if we, first of all, need to start with, I think it's a very valid concept, especially when it comes to self. Forgiveness of the self, finding self-compassion, finding grace for the self, finding acceptance and understanding for ourselves. And then, just making it an intention or a wish, like, I don't know how, but I would love to learn, or I love to be open to the idea of forgiveness of maybe someone who hurt me in the past or whatever. And just calling that in and praying on it and asking for it to be something an energy that you can start to tap into over time. I think it's worth it. I do. And I've done it myself. So it's not, I don't see it as such a terribly mental process, but one that sort of comes to us. But we do need to set the sort of mental intention, like, forgiveness can be here. I'm open to forgiveness. All right, final card. Okay, smudge. That kind of clarifies the whole thing. Honestly, there's definitely other people's energies going on here. It's not all you. It's not just relegated to you. So that's why forgiveness is coming out. That's why smudge is coming out. That's why past life is coming out. So the healing, definitely for you guys, is about more of a metaphysical, spiritual healing. And smudge is just a smoke cleansing, if you're not familiar, like a sage or Palo Santo. There's many different types, many different types, but it helps to purify, cleanse, clear away other energies that are in your space, attached to you. And some people don't resonate with it. That's fine. But like I said, there's many ways to clear your energy. You can use Reiki. This is one that, if you don't like to burn things, you can use this spray. So it's just essential oils. I love this one in particular. I've been a repeat buyer of this one, Palo Santo spray, and I'll link the person down below. Her shop is called Heavenly Hollow, heavenlyhollow.com. So it's all natural. I'm very much against any kind of like artificial fragrances. It's very irritating to me. So this is all natural, and I really love it. So that's a way to cleanse your energy as well. There's, many, ground yourself, sunlight purifies, water, salt baths, also purifies, cleanses. So whatever sort of resonates for you, and then bottom of the deck is gratitude. So that's nice. You can, Maybe write a gratitude list when you feel capable, when you feel in the emotional space to do so. But I think the origins of your issues definitely stem from more of a soul level, and something that you sort of may have decided as a soul that like you were gonna clear, you're gonna heal this lineage, this family line, this past life stuff in this life around security issues, abundance issues, and maybe even like some form of like manipulation or control or hoarding. You know, hoarding is a disorder that can be passed down as well. So that's what I'm saying for you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. And if you did need more specialized messages, I do have personal readings available on my Etsy shop, or you can message me directly. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye, guys.